Welcome to the Nightmare Lab. In this episode, we delve into the internet's most scary moments caught on camera. From an intruder creeping disturbingly close to a sleeping baby, to fishermen narrowly escaping missile fire from the skies. These are the moments that make you question what's lurking just beyond your door. But first, this woman's security camera captures something truly terrifying. November 30th, Dallas, Texas. He stands outside of this woman's apartment every night, until he finally makes his move. The woman has reported the various incidents to police, but was told that there's not much action that can be taken. The man is thought to be inebriated, as he is seen with a beer in his hands most nights. Always from the corner, and always directed at the woman's door. He just stands and stares most of the time. Sometimes he will mumble and shout at himself. But the truly terrifying moment is when he stumbles by the door and attempts to open it. It's terrifying to think what would have happened if he was successful with his mission. Think that's unsettling? Brace yourself for another terrifying encounter when a man turns his own home into a nightmare. This man enters the place he calls home to rob and kidnap his own roommate. After being told he needed to pay 2 months of back rent or find a new place to live, 29-year-old Joshua DeLoach entered the house with a loaded firearm pointed at his roommate Justin. You can hear Joshua ordering him to his knees, all the while Justin is trying to make sense of everything.
What? Huh? On your knees. Bro, on your knees now. On your knees. Bro, on your knees. What's the issue? I'm not gonna say it one more time. Bro, what's the issue? On your knees now. What's the issue? I'm not around. What's the issue? On your knees now. What's the issue? Wherever you want to go. What's the issue? You be quiet.
Justin had this to say about the whole ordeal.
I've never had a loaded weapon pointed at me before. Physically, there was minor injuries, right? But, what type of trauma is going to cause long-term? No plans of having any future roommates unless it's my wife.
DeLoach managed to steal thousands in cash and valuables before tying Justin up, placing a bag over his head, and forcing him into the back of his SUV and driving off with him. Luckily, Justin did manage to escape, and DeLoach turned himself in days later. If that wasn't chilling enough, wait until you see the disturbing footage from a baby monitor that captures a burglar's horrifying actions. This baby monitor captures an unknown man creeping just inches from a sleeping infant and his mother. After carefully walking around the crib, the burglar is seen dipping just out of frame to turn down the brightness on the light source before making his way past the mother's bed and into the hallway. Some of the footage will not be included in this video because, in addition to burglary, 28-year-old Jonathan Gonzalez was charged with exposing himself and performing a lewd act in that very room. Are you still feeling the unease? Get ready for a shocking moment captured by fishermen who were dangerously close to a missile strike. On July 8th, 2024, a group of fishermen are out on the sea filming and having a good time when they hear a noise that most only hear on TV and movies. It was several rockets flying intensely close to their boat. They were Russian missiles on their way to Ukraine and flying low to avoid the detection of radar systems. Though these men didn't seem particularly worried, it doesn't make the situation any less terrifying. You won't believe how close this family came to disaster. These 3 people were mere inches and seconds away from certain disaster. A man is seen standing alongside his young son on a scooter. The man carefully helps his son onto the scooter before they both slowly start to leave. Take a note where they're standing. All within 3 seconds of the pair standing at that spot, and a woman entering the frame, a single large rock falls and impacts the ground with such force that it almost disintegrates. This man, this boy, and this woman's fate were determined by inches in 3 seconds. That brings us to our last clip, and this one takes a turn into the seemingly paranormal. The following is footage obtained by hotel security. On September 14th, multiple guests called the hotel's front desk to report loud screams coming from one of the rooms. In the video, you can see one staff member from the hotel's security team communicating back and forth with his team as he makes his way to the room. As the security guard gets close to the room, the screams are so loud that they can be heard through the poor quality of the hallway camera. Watch as the startled staff member hears the screams for himself. Noticeably frightened, you can see him looking back and forth as he continues to hear the screaming. He checks with his team and confirms that no one should be in the room because no one has checked into it.
There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room.
The security guard waits to be cleared to enter the room. All the while, the blood-curdling screams continue. The man, we now know as John, was told to wait for the police, but fearing that someone might be in trouble, he decides to enter anyways. Now watch closely. Did you catch that? Watch again. Soon after, you can also see other strange occurrences happening. The security guard suddenly and quickly exits the room. He instructs his team to call the police because of what he saw.
Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there.
This occurrence wasn't just chilling for John, but for the entire staff listening and watching it play out in real time.
Man, that's scary. I'm officially freaked out now.
That concludes this week's session at the Nightmare Lab. If you enjoyed this episode, click the like button and comment below. Become a part of our sinister collective by subscribing. Be here next week for another concoction to feed the nightmare.